How's it going, everybody? I'm just going to go ahead and start. I am so sorry for the delay. We're having technical issues. Sorry, we've been running around a lot.
Going up and down the stairs.
We're using our old camera, so hope everything works. So we had some bad storms. We had to run to the emergency room yesterday at 1:30 in the morning. So our weekend hasn't started off right. So I hope everybody else is having an okay weekend, a good weekend. And everything is okay, by the way, from the ER. Melanie just had a allergic reaction.
I wish you hadn't said anything. It was not major at all.
Okay.
Well,
we should have talked about it while I was throwing electronics away.
What was I gonna say? We didn't go in. The thing is that my lips started swelling in the middle of the night, and I could see it like in real time, like it was. And my brother-in-law, who had a bad experience with his lips started swelling, and then he got a rash, and they had to, like, the ER was like, good thing came in because then you could potentially not breathe. And so he was like, you should go to the ER. And I was like, okay. But yeah, I'm fine. We didn't even go in. I said, let's just sit here. It didn't get any worse. I got some Benadryl, so it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, so the storms knocked out a lot of things. Our power was gone for a few hours. It was really, I don't know where everybody's from, but there were some really bad storms through Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana. A lot of states got hit hard, and we were one of those states. Like, there were tornadoes and lightning. It was really bad. So we lost power for a few hours. So everything got, I don't know. I got to check all my electronics, and I was trying to get their camera to work, and it wasn't working. So I don't know if it's the all-in-one that I have. So we're just using our laptop, so we can at least do this in the morning, so we don't miss it. So that's why we were a little late. Hope you and everything is fine in your part of the area. I know we got hit pretty hard ourselves. A lot of trees and power lines. Bradley's in Kentucky as well. You're in Western Kentucky, right, brother?
Well, Rodimus Prime Rib is complimenting your beard.
Magnificent beard. Thank you. No, Gabe has that one. He's got a heck of a beard.
So because the screen is smaller, I'm gonna have to keep like,
yeah.
What's that say? I can't see.
Hold on, sweetie. Let's do this. There we go.
Oh, that's a little better. Thank you.
Thank you for recommendations. Just got JSA. I'm already in love with the story. Oh, and it keeps getting better, man. Like, to me, the best story was in the Hawkman JSA crossover. I love that. Mr. Terrific became one of my favorite characters. By the way, is the sound okay? I want to make sure we're using our microphone. At least that seems to be functional and not the built-in mic on the camera.
Is the sound okay? Turned into blowing snow. Goodness gracious. They canceled school here today.
Yeah, they were expecting some
weird.
rough weather.
I was like, it's not even raining. And then it wasn't until like 6 o'clock that the power went out. It was, oh, dude, I'm going to throw this Fail Fury hat at the end of the stream. Okay.
I'm going to do a firmware upgrade on that thing.
The sound sounds good.
Awesome. I see Roberto Rodriguez in the chat.
Oh, we delayed the stream just for adjourn 39.
It's what I do.
I'm gonna say
it's what I do.
Let's see. So let's get a question.
I see Bo in the chat. We're gonna be joining Bo. I need to actually double check with Melanie on the date. Would a Saturday in April be okay with you? April 21st, is that okay with you?
I gotta look at the calendar.
We gotta get up early on Saturday.
Yeah, look at the calendar.
Them boys are in.
Well, hey, Eric, I'm so
Australia.
glad that you get to join us.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Sounds so good. You startled my cat.
That's what we do.
Well, this person is asking, any hints on the ranking of the Omni reprints now that the poll is over?
Poll is done, but I like that takes a couple of days to get. And since I closed it, so the polls are officially closed. Since I closed it, I can't see any details until we pull the actual extract the data from there, and it comes in this confusing Excel file. So actually, I think who's working on that? James, I think is working on that.
Alex.
But it should be, I think at least New Avengers was in the top 10 the last time I saw.
So thank you.
So that's not even a hint. That's just telling you straight up. At least from what I saw, New Avengers Volume 1 was in the top 10.
We need more Superman collected editions, deluxe hardcovers, and omnis, etc. Hopefully when Superman Legacy comes out, this will be corrected by DC. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be great. I think everybody's hoping James Gunn's going to be this grand savior of DC Comics and everything. I hope so. I just hope he doesn't stretch himself too thin, trying to do the movies, the TV shows, video games, and then, of course, the comics. But I hope the comics do, we get a lot more love from the comics.
For the sake of, hey, how'd you know? I said for the sake of symmetry. There we go. So Jacob just bought the Death of Captain America Omni. What is part do I need to get next?
Captain America Lives is the next one. That would be the third one.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And then the Trial of Captain America, and then the Return of the Winter Soldier is the final one.
Big Stu in Orlando.
Hey buddy, how are you?
Love. Purple Heart Love. I'm not yelling, just helping with the reading. Thanks. What's in the new big Heck Boy book?
I found out about it last week. Yeah, and until they asked me to start unveiling stuff, I can't say a word. But I'm glad that it is out there now. It leaked through PRH, which is the distribution. So it's a big Hellboy collection. It's $150. So I'm expecting it to be the size of Big Darn Sin City or one of the Colossal Conan books. So it's oversized. It's going to be a big boy.
Well, new Spooky Channel saw your video for the Hulk by Byrne and casting Omni. Is Marvel really not including Wolverine Volume 2, issues 144 to 145, parts 1 and 3 from Eric Larson crossover?
I can ask.
Is there still hope to include?
I just sent. Dang it! I sent an email already to David. Shoot me a message on Discord. I'll do it there. I like Spider-Man non-amazing epics to be mapped in one collection. Anyone else? Anybody with art with Michael? You talking about Web of and Spectacular? Because they were doing their own thing, though.
You know what sucks about being new to collecting Omnis?
What?
Is that everything you want is out of print?
Hopefully the things you voted for come back to print. So that's awesome. Hope that comes back.
Have a idea yet about the Bitter Root Omni review?
Yeah, I already recorded it. That should be out sometime this week. I think on Thursday is when I have that coming out.
Let's see.
I'm happily waiting for my copies of Street Fighter Legends Chun-Li and do a power bomb. Ooh, hey Patricia, how are you? And I really want to read Do a Power Bomb. That's Daniel Warren Johnson's latest book from Image Comics.
Well, Death of Captain America, is it out of print?
Oh, that's the second one. I think it's out of print again, yeah.
And Eric voted.
Good man.
Hey, Dream Eater, 99. Hey, Chris, let's see. Have you ever reached out to New England Comics? We need an OHC.
Oh, we do, dude. We do, my brother. I would love to. I don't even know what they only publish a few books a year. Hey, Matthew, how are you, buddy? Thoughts on Scott McDaniel? See, people are divided. Dude, it's crazy. When you join the internet, like you think your opinions are the only ones that are right, and everybody proves you wrong. And then you see the division, right? I remember joining the internet all the way back in 1997 and going into, they weren't really forums. I can't remember, channels, whatever we called them. It was AOL channels. And it was a Daredevil AOL channel. And I was like, guys, like top 5 favorite. That was a kid, right? Well, 17, 18.
That's a kid.
Yeah, sure. And I was like, guys, who are your favorite Daredevil writers? Top 5. And I put Ann Nocenti as one of mine. And I got destroyed. Keep in mind, this is 1997, right? This is long before the era of Brubaker, Bendis, and Andy Diggle, Charles Soule, and those guys. Dude, those dudes made me feel like crap. They were like, Ann Nocenti can't write Daredevil. She's a goofy writer. And there were a lot of them. And then some people are like, no, she's a good writer. Yeah, I would put her in top 5. And that was the first time I ever experienced internet, not trolls, but internet division, that I was like, oh, I thought everybody was under the same mindset that we all liked her. And then the same thing happened with Louise Simonson's X Factor and New Mutants. People hated it. She's no Chris Claremont. I can't remember the question. What was the question that they asked?
Well, we've got the first super chat of the stream. Woo, let's go. Thank you, Mike Irish. And you get the Batman. Morning, Omar. You're into action figures. And have you seen new Nightfall Batman and Robin from McFarlane? They are sick.
No.
Do people still say sick?
I think,
Question mark?
Melanie, do people say sick? I think so.
I just learned Riz and Sigma Mail the other day, so I don't know.
We're not going through those again. Yes, I did see them. They look awesome.
DB agrees. Ann Nesenti is in the top 5.
She's great, man.
Um,
Omar getting into heated arguments over David Mack on CBR4. I wasn't a fan of David Mack. That's another one that people love David Mack, and I'm like, he's okay.
and people are divided in the chat about Scott McDaniel.
Oh, the question was, I love Scott McDaniel's.
Oh, that was the question.
I think
Oh
Scott
my
McDaniel's
God.
artwork is freaking awesome. His stuff on
Hey, Jaggernaut.
when he was with DG Chichester on Daredevil, and his Nightwing with Chuck Dixon. Later on, he did Robin with was it Bill Willingham, I think. I love his artwork, man. It's got all the shadows and cartoony look to it. He's a great artist.
Well, Colin is on
Oh,
vacation
no.
and sick. I'm so sorry. Like, where are you going on vacation? Or where are you on vacation? Didn't see Infinity Companion on the list. Is it not out of print? Would like to go along with my Hickman Omnis now that they're back. Would like it to go along.
It wasn't an omnibus. It was a oversized hardcover, as well as Infinity. Infinity was also an oversized hardcover. That's why they didn't make the list, because I can't add all the oversized hardcovers in there, or that list would just be so. I didn't like David Mack. Now I'm going to hear about it from you all. I know that people love him. I get it. It never grew on me. I think I still hear about that whenever I do overviews. That's why when I do overviews on my channel, I don't talk about, oh, this story sucks, or, oh man, this artist sucks, because it's somebody's favorite artist or somebody's favorite writing. So I do an overview and I stay neutral. Sometimes it's a little hard to stay neutral if it's something I really love. And you can probably tell when I'm like, oh, let me tell you about, because the freaking video is like 85 minutes long.
And Bird coming up with
What's up, Bird?
Oh gosh, words fail me. Super chat
Coming up in the chat.
There you coming up in the chat. Thank you, Bert. Happy 1-year anniversary to the Batman. Oh, awesome.
Oh, that's right. It came out in theaters last year, right?
Reuse the gift. Found Omar while watching various channels, researching stories to purchase due to my renewed interest.
Oh, I'm so glad it brought you back.
Yeah, movies brought you back.
And that is the point of these movies to me, is like, let's get people back in the comics.
Bring you back into the fold. Oh, Micah loved the Spidey Zdarsky Omni announcement, and even more the Zdarsky reaction to it. Dude, I texted David Gabriel and I was like, did he really send you that silly Omni cover that he created of him being sad? And David said yes. He said that Zdarsky's really funny, and he actually sent that cover to him.
I know David likes Chip, so
I
knew I've known about that book for a long time, and I got really excited when I saw that they're putting Life Story in there, because it's got everything. It's got everything. It's got his What If, Spider Shadow. It's
everything, including the kitchen sink.
Except for the sad Spidey and Howard the Duck. It was one of my favorite announcements. It was one of my favorite announcements. And it's been a long time coming. So Bert, thank you so much for the super chat. I forgot to mention that. And by the way, Amanda and I have decided she's such a freaking trooper. For my birthday, she is watching all of the Rockies and Creed. And we're going to go watch Creed 3 tonight. So we're not only reviewing Creed 3 on Wednesday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're also going to rank the Rocky movies, because it's something she's always wanted to do, since she's from Pennsylvania, and that's where it takes place.
Pennsylvania.
Kevin, how are you, brother? Kevin Connor, man. That guy's
a roguish type. Yes, Zdarsky does have some funny YouTube videos on his channel.
He is a funny guy.
Oh my gosh, with some great points, but it's like over the top ridiculous. Like, yeah, it's definitely entertaining. Check out Chip Zdarsky's YouTube channel. And I wish we had a picture of the cover that he made. It's just a picture of him
so
being
ridiculous.
Sad. It says the name of the Omni. Kevin, thank you so much for the super sticker.
Ole, one of our viewers, one of my Patreons, Ole sent me a video of Chip Zdarsky's, like, when he's writing Daredevil. Oh, his announcement is so awesome. Oh, you need to see it.
I need to see it.
Hi, Radu. How are you doing?
From Vampire Land.
Where's that? Is that Transylvania University?
Yeah, that's what we've got in Kentucky. Let's see. Amanda is a trooper. Oh,
she is a trooper.
And John's going to see Demon Slayer tomorrow. Ooh, have fun.
Is there a new movie of Demon Slayer?
I guess so. What's your recommendation if you want to get into post-crisis?
Batman Year One. Batman Year One is the epitome of where you start everything. And it's weird, right? Because Superman is the character that predated Batman. But Batman Year One just has the best origin story. Like, it gets no better than Batman. It set them like the standard for what a origin story should be in 4 freaking issues. 4 issues. It's wonderful. Then from there, you can go to Wonder Woman by George Paez. It's wonderful. Man of Steel by John Byrne. It's a great starting on point. Green Lantern, Emerald Dawn. Trying to think of the Flash is a little hard, but I would say Flash Year One by Mark Waid is a great story. That is an awesome story. That doesn't
come back, Thompson.
It doesn't get a lot of recognition.
David used the word sick. House of M is sick. So for the person before is like, do people still say sick?
There we go. How's it, Omar?
Do you like Silver or Bronze Age Captain America? If so, what's your favorite run?
Silver more. Oh no, I guess some Bronze Age. I actually like the Mad Bomb story. I thought that story was awesome, man. And I think I like it more now when it was revisited by Kurt Busiek, Hamza, in that Marvels book that he did, that follow-up, where he go back and revisit it and tell it from the perspective of the citizens involved in the Mad Bomb. That's one of my favorite stories. That's when Jack the King Kirby came back to Marvel and he took over Cap.
RG98 saying,
but Englehart's running solid too, though. I really like Englehart's. Sorry.
No, that's right. I've been trying to get my brother into comics, and he's been really enjoying Punisher by Ennis. Are there any good Punisher runs?
Jason Aaron's Punisher run is really solid. If you don't want a story to take itself too seriously and it is just goofy fun with over-the-top violence, Rick Remender's Punisher is a lot of fun. I'm just going to say one word, Frankencastle. Enough said. But yeah, I like Jason Aaron's story. For me, I mean, it's always my favorite Punisher stories have always been those Carl Potts stories from Punisher and then Punisher War Journal. You had Will Spertasio, Jim Lee on artwork, Carl Potts doing the layouts.
And we listened to an hour story from Carl Potts.
I love talking to that man. That man,
Hero Squad. It was the art auction.
We gotta give creators time, right? It's these things like
we were just standing there like 1-on-1, and he had a lot to say.
He did. He was very opinionated about things going on in the industry right now, and he was talking about, like, I really like the direction they're gonna go with the Punisher, because we was talking about because I hadn't read the Jason Aaron new Punisher. He was like, we've done a lot with Frank. We switched his face out. Do you remember that? He was telling me like stories that they were writing back then. I'm like, yeah, of course I remember that. You've
Sean,
said,
thank you so much
yes,
for the super chat. You've said Kang is your favorite Avengers villain, but what is it about Kang, and what are your favorite stories featuring him?
The best story to me is this little story, and I think everybody can agree with me, Avengers: The Crossing. Right, Avengers: The Crossing is the greatest Avengers. I'm just kidding. That's definitely one of my favorite stories. Nobody agrees with. Hence why I don't review Omnis. The story that best represents that character. Dang, there's a couple. If I had to choose one, it would be the Kang Dynasty, the Kurt Busiek. It is a 13-part, so it went well over a year where Kang wins. Kang wins in that story, and he's a complicated character because there's a certain romance about him. He is the epitome of the time master. He's been several characters in the past, so he has this complex type of background, and to me, I just love that character because he's not like complex like Magneto, but he has a lot of layers. And thank you so much, Chris. Love this shirt too. Decepticons for life, baby. But that's why I like Kang. Oh, there's Joey. I love when that guy shows up on the chat.
Excuse me. Taylor Talks Comics is here as well, asking for us to show off the Zdarsky Stush jacket idea.
It's on our social media.
Wow, that took like forever. That was a forever pause. I don't know how to get to it.
Welcome to my world. This is what talking to my wife is like. That's why she's like, quit interrupting me when she's in the middle of a story. Because this is when Melanie tells me a story. So at school today, I sat down on a chair, right? And these kids came up to me. And me, being Latino and being Omar, immediately just slides in there with like, well, let me tell you about my day.
My brain stops and hit speed bumps.
If you want to go with 12, I got this.
What?
If you want to go with 12, because you're tired, I got this. I'm better now.
Okay. On the fence on buying the Ex Machina Omni from Vertigo, what are your thoughts on the series?
It's my least favorite Brian K. Vaughan series. I think it's a good series. I think it would make a good TV show. So if you do you know the premise of it? Like, it's a political / superhero story, but the guy that's a superhero has a big role in the government. And, you know, he's got a little bit of a past, a hidden past. It only lasted, I think, 40 issues. The artwork, though, is phenomenal. I can't praise the artwork enough. And that is done by the same gentleman that did, this book right here. Starman. So it's got this type of artwork. By the way, it's Tony Harris. I'm sorry. More so than this type of artwork. So the art in Ex Machina looks more like this. Is that Jeff? Jeff, how have you been, dude? That's Doctor Who. You remember Doctor Who?
Hi, Jeff.
This is the gentleman.
I like how your name is Doctor Who.
Forever. Well, this is the gentleman that got me into Doctor Who. He was a fan of our podcast and one of the few fans that actually met us in life. We hung out with one weekend. He came to our house
and we watched.
All we did was like,
of Doctor Who.
And we were hooked, man. So that's why he will forever be known as not even the Doctor, just Doctor Who.
Oh, he says miss you guys at the end. Thank you.
What is your least favorite 90s gimmick in comics? Glow covers, bag comics. Also, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Oh,
in Doctor Doom's armor.
5. I don't know how to answer that. How have you been, Jeff? And man, my least favorite. Oh, they got ridiculous. I'll tell you my least favorite. Force Works #1. Do you remember that one, brother? It is the one that had the it was like it was folded, so you had to unfold the cover, and it was this giant like poster. And I was like, how can you even put that? Like the cover comes apart, it folds out into this giant image. And I liked Force Works. DNA again. Early DNA, by the way, working together in America. Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, the same gentleman that did the modern Cosmic Saga. But that is my least favorite covers. God, I was a sucker. But Jeff, you know I was a sucker for a lot of those. I was a sucker for a lot of those. I was a sucker for the glow in the dark, the prism covers, the holographic cards, the stupid variant covers. To this day, I'm still a sucker for variant covers.
Jeff, thank you for the super chat. And was I singing the correct theme song to DNA from the 90s anime?
That's GTO.
Oh, dang nabbit. All right, guys. I did it. Here's the cover.
The complete Chipson artist. He sent that to David Gabriel because he said,
I love how his hair is even messed up. So there, I hope that made your day. Oh man. You could sign up for his newsletter. It was in the newsletter.
He is a funny guy. We've had him on the show. We've interviewed him a couple of years ago. And I told him, I was like, as soon as your Daredevil run is over, I want you to come back on the show and talk to Melanie and I. He's a great guy.
And thank you, MV Maps, for the super sticker. Here's a cute Wolvie. Cute and creepy.
Oh, that's cute.
Cute, creepy Wolvie. What is your favorite version of Peter Pan? Oh, Hook.
Do you know this one?
Hook. Yeah. Can't answer or can't pick it. Can't
what?
pick it. Can't pick it.
No,
I already said.
Hook is perfection, dude. Hook makes me cry. Where he goes, kid, like there you are. Oh my god, that gets me every time because we all get old. We all get nostalgic. We all want to be a kid, stay a kid, because adulting sucks. The older you get, the more it sucks. There are wonderful things that in life, and I'm not saying that adulting always sucks, but adulting sucks. So Hook is just beautiful. But I do like the Peter Pan book by Soliel. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
It's a European comic. It was released here in America. If you've not read it, has more of a adult tone to it. But oh my gosh, it's so good.
First Geomancer, how are you doing? I clicked on your comments to also say hi, but I really enjoyed how the last Reels Talk.
No, don't read that. Don't read that.
So, Reels Talk is with Amazing Amanda, on Wednesday and Friday evenings live chat.
Sometimes it's Fridays, but usually Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
And he came upstairs and told me about the interesting
people are like, why would you do that? And I'm like, I'm sorry, your life is so boring. You don't do that. Did I miss anything? Loving the off-duty librarian look, Melanie.
Ooh, Fatal Fury.
Do you know? Do you know where that hat is from, though? What game that hat is from? Rufio. I like the little big kid that can like pull his legs back and roll. Cute.
No, I do not remember which edition or what.
King of Fighters.
Man, such a good.
He wore a King of Fighters hat in Fatal Fury and a Fatal Fury hat in King of Fighters.
Oh, there you go.
Little info there for everybody.
You're gonna learn today.
What? Okay,
Bar,
Bar.
thank you for the super sticker.
Do you think a Supergirl by Peter David will ever get a reprint OHC Omnibus? I want to read that series, but it's hard to get in its entirety. I agree with you. I actually have 3 custom Omnis of his series because they are wonderful. It's one of my favorite runs that he did. It's hard to pick my favorite DC run by Peter David because Aquaman is unfair, right? Because Aquaman's story didn't get wrapped up. Actually, DNA, I think, came in and Eric Larson came in and wrapped up those runs. Young Justice might be it, though. But Supergirl was phenomenal. Have you read Fallen Angel? That's kind of like the successor to Supergirl, the Linda story. My mother always called me her Peter Pan, as I never wanted to grow up. I love that, man. That's beautiful, Marvel Bab.
Capcom versus SNK. Which 3 characters do you pick?
Come on now, man. Come on. All right, Melanie, who would you pick? Ryu. Terry Bogard. And I guess Mega Man X for my daughters. Or I like the alien from Metal Slug. Oh, no, he said Capcom versus SNK, not SNK versus Capcom. Ryu, Terry Bogard, and
I need a list.
Morgan.
Is Leona in it?
No, not in that.
I like her even though she's a charge character. I'm not good with charge characters. I just like her character design. So let me pick people that aren't in it. Is Cammy in it?
Capcom versus SNK, yes.
All right, Cammy.
And I'll take it back. Kyo Kusanagi instead of Terry Bogard. Oh my gosh, anyway. That's a good question, brother. Where's Lionheart? He would love that question.
When's the Fatal Attractions Omni coming out?
There's no word. I don't know. I hope one day.
Well, thank you for
chat. How are you, brother? Hi, Omar and Melanie. I plan on bringing my 4 and 6-year-old to GalaxyCon.
Oh, fun!
Any tips for bringing kids so I don't regret this decision, dude? Yes.
Question.
I took Lydia when she was 4 years old to her first convention, and she had a blast. One thing I will say as a dad, you got to be mindful. It sucks, right? It sucks because the kids don't have the energy we do. And we joke about how kids have more energy than we do, but when they're at a convention, it is stimulating. Like they're like all sensors going up. They're going to be seeing people dressing up. They're going to be, you're going to be almost shoulder to shoulder because GalaxyCon is huge.
So I suggest just taking breaks.
Snacks. Take some snacks in there with you because they're going to want some snacks. Bathroom breaks are okay. And don't hold it.
Okay, really?
And listen. Don't hold it against them when you're trying to wait in line for a signature and they're like, "Dad, I'm ready to go home." Can't hold it against them. But have a blast, man. I love taking my kids to cons for one day. Then the rest of the days is my time. It's my time down there. My time. Do I have to buy the Ben Reilly? I like that question. The Ben Reilly Spider-Man, or can I just get the Clone Saga? Ben Reilly Spider-Man concludes the story that Clone Saga starts. To answer your question, I don't know who it was, but we passed it through here.
I don't think I gave you a gift. So thank you so much for the super sticker again. Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Can you recommend any? That was from Jack. Sorry, I saw super chat from Jack.
Thank you. Thank you for the super chat.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, read the question.
Oh, sorry. Can you recommend any comics by Paul Cooperberg? Yes, I can. Let me just.
Less in your super chat, Jack.
I actually wanted to. Gosh, I have a list actually, not of Paul Cooperberg comics, but there was a series that he worked on that I loved in the 80s, and I cannot remember what it is. I think most people probably say Wonder Woman, but let's see.
He did like years ago.
What the heck is that series? It was was it Howard Chaykin, I think, on artwork.
Lionheart's team is Sagat, Morgan, and Blanca.
Oh, he was in the chat. I see
He
him
was in the chat.
I'd take your Blanca on all day, every day. What?
Let's see. Part works.
Arion the Immortal is a good one. I wrote that down. Why do I have a list of Paul Cooperberg comics? I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot remember the name of that comic I'm talking about. Tachyon. That was it. I'm sorry, not in trade either, though.
Have Hydra Reborn coming to close out the 90s Fury? I love that Marvel put out a volume to continue exactly from the classics after that line got dropped. Kudos.
How are you, dude? Partworks comic reader. Always keeping me in check with the stamps that are coming out.
How often do you have to take a break from comic reading? He doesn't.
I don't. I love it, though, man. Like, I love it. Oh, that's a really good question. Can you go up? Good morning, Minties. I'm buying all Scarlet Witch content. I can conjure that Omni. Why in your older videos did it say Gaiden? Because that is an excellent question. So in the older videos about when we first started the channel, it was me and my friends doing it. And then the word Gaiden is a side story in Japanese manga, video games, or that's what it means, side story. So it was like rolling solo. And that's kind of what it, instead of doing it as a group, it was like doing it. No, Max, don't even get me started on the day. Don't even get me started on the day, Max. Jeff, thank you, brother.
Before we get to Jeff, did you finish?
Yeah, so then those people, my friends, can now be found on Near Mint Collective, where we show up, and I'm trying to get them to do more shows, and they just do a live show once a month.
So I'm interrupting you because you told me a couple weeks ago you just got to interrupt. So if I interrupt you, though, you got to finish what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Jeff, thank you again for the super chat. Okay, any suggestions for hidden gems, picks from overstock stories that have cheap trade paperbacks to encourage comics for new people? Doing okay, helping at a con this month. Numbers the same. Text me later, my brother. Oh,
you know I will then. You know I will, my dude.
I don't know if this is cheap. I think it's reasonably priced with the
That's a heavy read, though, baby.
Okay, well,
it's a good recommendation. That's a heavy read.
From overstock stores that have cheap trades to encourage comics for new people. Oh, never mind.
You know what I always see in overstock, like half price books always has sales on these, but Mouse is always in print. I always suggest Mouse just because it's one of the greatest stories. I've seen God Country for like $5.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
that's a really good story. And I'm trying to think of not mature books. Not that Mouse isn't.
Something
but
lighter?
You know, something a little bit lighter, something a little bit.
I guess it depends on the person, though, because a heavy read would bring them into comics.
The Flintstones, believe it or not, the Flintstones, I've seen that marked down.
By
Mark Russell. It's a really good read.
So, well, let me just.
Ollie's has a bunch of fables, brother.
Let me plug this book really quick. This is what I'm reading, and I just it's a page turner, and I've read it a couple years ago, and I'm rereading it. This is by Emelle Ferris, I believe is how you say her name. The artwork in this is so crazy good. So, but you know, warning that it does have some very heavy content, like trigger warnings, like sexual abuse and things are set. Like this is set in the 1960s in Chicago. However, there's a flashback, which is a major part of the story of somebody during World War II in Germany. All of the pages look like notebook paper. Some of her art is sketchy. Okay. The character goes to a museum and like goes through composition of artwork and talk about how you can find triangles in the artwork, which I'm still not quite sure I understand. But and then she'll just put in these.
Did you say it was mature?
Yeah, yes. So it's definitely mature. There's things I can't show with nudity, lots of nudity. But then look at that. Oh my gosh, it's just I highly recommend. Highly recommend. And Bart, thank you again for a super sticker.
RG98 has to leave. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Omnibus agreeing with Jack Ferry. So I'd like to know what Jack Ferry said.
Oh, wait. She gets
Softcover Omar. Everyone who has the NMC Patreon, please vote for Harleen for the next.
Oh, there we go.
What are you doing, Bart? That's...
So on Patreon, the $7.77 tier, that the book club meetings are monthly, and the vote is for blankets by who? Somebody.
Craig Thompson.
Craig Thompson. And that's the third time it's up there.
You've tried.
So me and Ben, we're kind of hoping that one wins. But I love Harleen and the New Frontier.
Darwin Cook. If you've not read that, you're in for a
what's
treat.
The other one?
I don't know, baby.
It's something where it's the artist and the writer are one and the same. Y'all tell me what's the other one?
Hey Hannah, how are you? How often do you have to take a break from comic reading, and how long does it take you to finish?
We answered that question.
Oh, I don't take a break. And how long does it take me to finish an Omni? It depends. Silver Age, I take breaks in between, but my breaks in between are reading more comics.
Superman Smashes the Klan. That's a really
good one.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that one too. But okay. But to answer your question, an Omni, Silver Age, anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. Because I'm giving myself a break though. Because if I don't, my brain can explode. Not that I don't like the stories, but it's just really dialogue heavy. Modern stuff, oh my gosh, I finished in a day. Like sometimes it takes me a day to do one omnibus. Like I remember
I don't take breaks. Silver Age, I take breaks.
No. But I take breaks by reading other comics.
I think those new Avengers issues 16 through 20 should have been included in the main House of M Omni itself, not the companion. Collective story is way too important not to be included in the main Omni.
Dean, do you know how I feel about Brian Michael Bendis's stories? Do you know how I feel about the Collective? I would like the House of M, the Collective. Oh my gosh!
How are you doing, Josh?
But I see what you mean.
Tom King does not take.
But wouldn't it fit better? Wouldn't it fit better than in the Decimation Omnibus? If you think about it, why? Right? Like that energy, right? Has to be dispersed somewhere. So it makes sense that would be in a Decimation Omnibus.
What'd you want the girly girls for?
I wanted them to join me because you weren't going to.
Aw. Well, come here, Alicia. Say hi. Did you brush your hair? Yeah. Lionheart, thank you for the super chat. And you get to read Lionheart's super chat, okay? Here.
What's he
say? Adjectiveless Alicia.
Omar, I'm nice with Blanca. He'll take your entire team out. I also use Nakaruru.
Let me tell you something right now. Do you know what it feels like to be talking trash through my kid's mouth? I've been fighting my brother's Nakaruru for decades. I got that little girl with her bird. I'll break that bird. No, I'm just kidding. I can't do that. That's wrong, Alicia. Okay, buddy. Thank you for the super chat, but you're wrong.
Oh, wait. I got to give him a gift. Here.
Man, my Kyo Kusanagi will kick you Blanca in the face.
This so is appropriate.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Let's see. Well, Adjectiveless Alicia, is there anything that you'd like to say? Like maybe hi to Oxmeat Pete?
Hi.
Hi. Can I see this question right here? Why didn't either House of M books include X Sanction?
Neil saying hi.
What? I'm trying to think of the importance of X Sanction in House of M. Because that fits better with Avengers versus X-Men, wouldn't you say? Unless I'm misremembering something. X Sanction is that story by Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness, right? With Cable. Is that what you mean? I'm trying to remember why it would be in a House of M omnibus. Because that story didn't happen until about 7 years later or so. I wasn't prepared for all this star power. Hey. No, she doesn't, baby. Thank you. Mommy's going to stay. If she wants to.
X Sanction goes with Avengers versus X-Men?
That's what I thought. Because it kind of leads into Avengers versus X-Men.
You're right. I got my events backwards.
No, it's okay. Did you mean something else? Good evening from gray and gloomy London.
James.
Alicia, was there something you wish Omar would do better?
That's a mean question, James.
Yeah, James, what's wrong with you?
I meant disassembled.
Burn those Alf puppets. Oh, Avengers Disassembled. Because that's that's in that new Avengers Omnibus, and I'm sure when that gets reprinted, it'll be in there. I'll tell you what, guys. If new Avengers,
Tell us what.
guys and gals, people,
Tell us what.
people of the internets.
I'll tell you, I
If
hate
that
this
ev-
mouse.
If that event,
So
you know how
hard to
much a
use.
stupid mouse is.
It's hard
Everything
to
on the Mac
use.
is
It's hard
expensive.
to use.
You do know about the 2-finger trick, right?
I've been using one finger.
You don't have to use. Oh yeah.
Okay, I did. Go ahead.
The if they reprint Avengers, New Avengers by Bendis, and please don't kill me for the people that already have it, because you don't have to buy the new one. But I would love for them to add Secret War to that, because Secret War is a book that's available in OHC, but it's out of print. But it was the setup for New Avengers. Like, that story was the setup of New Avengers, including the team that was going to be the New Avengers. That's why everybody expected Ronan to be a particular character, and then later on, Bendis admitted that it was supposed to be that character, and he changed his mind because the internet figured it out. It kind of reminded me of the whole Monarch thing with Armageddon 2001, for people that are old enough to remember what happened there and the change at the end.
I don't have the live chat playing on my phone. I made the 101st like.
Don't forget to smash that like button,
Smash.
please.
Let's see.
Oh, that's a good one. David throwing Secret War into a Jessica Jones book to scam everybody into buying it. I think Jessica Jones would sell, right? I mean, Alias has had 3 printings, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. We never got a Jessica Jones omnibus, though.
Saying Brian Michael Bendis got one of your opinions about him, and he wants to have many words with you.
Look, I've how you doing, buddy? I may not be the biggest fan of his writing, but I will tell you that he is a wonderful human being.
I think he knows. He's just giving you a hard time.
You're going to give me a hard time on my show, just like Lionheart, in front of my little girl?
Jordan, you are welcome for the recommendation. Hope you're safe.
Oh, dude, it's a great read. You should join me for Hidden Gems and talk about it.
Yeah, you asked before, but it's such a thick book that I didn't have time to read it.
Okay.
Yep, Jordan, we're fine. The power shortage front, the camera on.
I'm trying to do a firmware upgrade on it, so we'll see if that fixes it. Or it could be the cable. I don't know. Technical difficulties, right?
Samantha would love for them to include the Pulse too. I really like that series.
Oh yeah, the Pulse. Well, I think that would be its own omnibus, right?
What's being collected in the New Warriors Volume 3, Omni?
The Evan Skolnick series. So it is the post Fabian Isesa. It wraps up the entirety of New Warriors from the 90s, man. You know, that omnibus is so special to me. You know, and it's not for everybody. It's not even the good run of New Warriors, but it just wraps up that era, and it just
Guts.
Really. Oh yeah, Guts. Hey, his name's Fento.
Oh, what?
you
I can't
you
see.
knew the answer, man.
You already knew the answer.
It just it symbolizes everything that the channel has brought. So leave it to me to go with New Warriors instead of something that everybody else wants. Like, what does everybody else want? Ghost Rider by Danny Ketch. Although that is the fight that I'm fighting too.
Spiderfield, thank you so much for the super sticker. And here's Guts himself. Not that you can see his face.
You're a fan of the Ecstatics. Me too.
Let's see. Bendis versus Anne for the top 5.
Hi guys, stay
bye,
safe.
Bar.
Oh, Bar's leaving. Already, Bar? Are we boring you? She had her say.
Let's see. Joe Cool saying, brother, these BPRD Omnis, do they include more than what's in the Hell on Earth and Plague of Frogs collections?
The hardcovers? No. They're just mapped differently. I hate that they do that because I've already, on my channel, I've said I love the Hellboy library editions, but the freaking Hellboy Omnis, the soft covers, they're mapped better. It almost makes me wish that they would reprint them mapping or using the mapping from the Omnis. Not that the mapping from the Hellboy library editions are bad, but they're better in the Omnis. I'm curious how the big Hellboy is going to be mapped.
Hi guys, stay safe. Any chance there's a Dark Avengers Omni on the horizon? Thanks.
We had an oversized hardcover, but is there enough for an omnibus? It would include, yeah, actually, there would be. There's enough. Once we get to that new Avengers era of Brian Michael Bendis, then we get Mighty Avengers, and hopefully it'll be 2 of Omnis, including the Dan Slott stuff. Dan Slott and Christos Cage were just killing it in that book. I really like that book. And then we get the Dark Avengers era. Yeah, there's enough because there's that crossover with Matt Fraction's X-Men. It's the Dark X-Men story. You throw the Dark X-Men miniseries in there, you got yourself a stew.
Thoughts on Ducks 2 Years in the Oil Sands by Kate Benton?
I haven't read Ducks 2 Years. I really want to. That's mainly because For the Love of Comics had it as his favorite read. So I ordered it, and I want to read it. And that guy is super smart. I really like that guy. Any word on when the reprint poll will be shared? I think Wednesday. I'm going to try to do it on Wednesday.
So stay tuned. Hey, Mark, I was just reading some of the Danny Ketch Ghostwriter the other evening. The Mark Teixeira art is just so incredible.
Well,
I would love to see that in oversize.
Me too, brother. Me too. That and Darkhawk.
I was reading Understanding Comics yesterday by Scott McCloud, and I was like, oh, I'm used to oversized. This needs to be oversized.
You're living such a good life. You're like, this trade paperback is so puny.
Let's see.
Max knew what I was quoting.
Dark Avengers Omni follows Thunderbolts Omni Volume 4.
Right, and that Thunderbolts Omnibus Volume 4 would probably be called the Dark Reign Omnibus.
Oh, you got yourself a big stick.
Yeah, my man.
I'm surprised we still don't know who is the new publisher of Transformers.
Me too. That is something that has been, oh my gosh, so many years, or so many months. What is happening? I really hope it's something big. I hope somebody comes in and it's just like, I mean, the creators already know who it is. Everybody's like 99% sure we know who it is, but nothing's being said. Yo, Omar and Melanie. Tricks my dudes. Gallery editions of Long Shot, Born Again, Dark Empire 1 and 2, Asgardian Wars. Enough said. This man's a fan of not only Laputa, Castle in the Sky, but also Arthur Adams.
What's the largest book you own?
You know the answer to this one.
I don't remember.
It's right up there. It's the Little Nemo.
Oh, I was thinking page count. But yeah.
Page count, it would be either.
Which Omni is that?
Avengers versus X-Men, I think, is the winner so far. But the Little Nemo book, that thing is humongous. It comes with its own little suitcase carrier.
Didn't see your shirt when I made the Transformers comment.
But weep, grana, weep, diddy bum. Megatron never said that.
No, yeah. How? I think it's when does it turn into Spectre?
Yeah.
Which trade or Omni?
Sadly, that stuff has not been collected. The only thing that I think was collected was Day of Judgment. But a lot of the Hal Jordan as Spectre has not been collected in anything. It would make a nice omnibus.
I did not see a Thundercats trailer.
Whoa. What do you mean Thundercats trailer, Mr. Tex? I'll stop doing the show if it's like, what are we talking about? Like a movie or a new cartoon? What are we talking about? Willis, hit me up, Mr. Tex. Hey, Omar, we will be getting a gallery of Kraven's Last Hunt. Sadly, that had to be postponed. And both because of a sad but wonderful reason. And that is because we lost Tim Sell. So, part of the money goes towards the Tim Sell's family. And so we're getting the gallery edition of Spider-Man Blue and then the gallery edition of Daredevil Yellow. And maybe, I don't know, maybe one day the gallery edition of Captain America White and Hulk Gray. And are you making fun of me? This is what we're doing today?
I love how you're saying the color.
I took you to the ER yesterday when I was exhausted already. And you made me go get 2 donuts. That was the trip.
No, I did not.
Okay, I wanted 2 donuts, but anyway.
I'm curious. Marvel takes your suggestions about reprints, but what about new Omnis?
In the past, David said, yeah, send me a list. Sure, let's look at it. And then sometimes he said, wow, you got some good ideas. And that's where he leaves it at. I never pester them about them. But it is nice to announce something that I was like, hey, that was on a list I shared with you. And that it's it's really been a wonderful, humbling relationship we've had with Marvel. I wish I could have it with all publishers. It'd be great, because it's not just about me writing the books I want. It's the books that you all want. I have no control over what they print or what they reprint, but that's why I love doing the reprint polls, because it's your votes. Doesn't matter what I want reprinted. It matters what you all want. Recently got my first Omni Venom by Kate's based on your recommendation. Absolutely. Oh, I'm so glad you're liking it. That's awesome. Dark pen manga and comics. It is a very manga-ish type of book, man, the way that it's read.
Tashira.
Yeah, but he spells his name different. You know what? I'm just going to have him on the show. Omar, pitch me why I need to buy Iron Fist Omni that just came out. Dude, it's so good. First of all, take the Netflix series and do that with it. Throw it in the trash can, because it's not like that. It is the story of Danny Rand and kind of reintroduces you to the character, his supporting cast, but it expands on the idea that it's called the Immortal Iron Fist, right? But the twist is that, dang it, it's a cool twist why it's called the Immortal Iron Fist. So the idea is that there have been many Iron Fists throughout the years, that Danny Rand wasn't the first, and they only live up to a certain point. And he finds out on his birthday that, oh, they've all died at this age. Well, that sucks. So the story, even though it ends on a cliffhanger there, it continues into Zerzinski's run of following Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction's run on Iron Fist. I liked it, man. The artwork by David Aja is awesome. You need to slip a list of DeMatteis. I really think the DeMatteis Spider-Man, and this is just me thinking, I have no idea what they're planning, will be our very first Spectacular Spider-Man Epic Collection. That's how they get you. Because they know that eventually they'll do an omnibus, but to get people on the epics, they'll start it with the DeMatteis Spectacular Spider-Man. That will be the first Spectacular Spider-Man epic. Woo!
John, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, thank you,
Just
brother.
for you, Omar, and your best Mumra voice. Ancient spirits of evil transform this decayed form to run.
Mumra.
Okay, go ahead.
Ancient spirits of evil. Oh my gosh, I can't do it, man. Transform this decay form to Mumra, the ever living. Something
wow,
like that, right?
Good
Something
job.
Like
you were really passionate. Put feeling into it.
Yeah. We do a lot of role playing here in this house. Not Mumra.
Okay.
Though. Not Mumra. I'll be Mumra. You're Lion-O. Can we do two DeMatteis Omnis to map around the Clone Saga? Yeah, I mean, because see, if we get a DeMatteis, I just have this fear. If we get a DeMatteis Omnibus, they're gonna skip those issues that he didn't do. So we'll get like what, all the way to 200, then they'll skip 201 to 203 to, well, I mean, those aren't real. Those are already found somewhere else. I don't know. I would like it complete. Well, thank you very much for answering me again. You are very welcome, Alex. Do you have a favorite?
Rodriguez appreciated your voice acting. He said, you got it.
Got it? Thank you, Roberto Rodriguez. I love that dude.
King of Jackals, do you have a favorite Spider-Man comic that you believe
you
is
do.
underrated?
You have a lot.
That's a joke.
Like, Melanie's top 10 favorite Spider-Man stories are nowhere near what you're going to find on the internet.
Oh, hush. I like the classic ones, too. Like the Night, parts 1, 2, and 3. I don't even know who drew it, who wrote it.
I think that was DeMatteis, wasn't it? Is it Spectacular? Like the Night with Electro. That's a good one. Revenge of the Sinister Six, all time. No one talks about it. It's not Return. It's Revenge by Eric Larson in the adjectiveless Spider-Man title. Doc Ock finally gets his adamantium arms. We have a new Sinister Six with like a ridiculous 6-member. Spider-Man turns into half cyborg because he gets busted up. Hulk joins the fight in the most ridiculous way. Hulk crashes through the building, and he was like, and this is also during Smart Hulk era. He's like, oh, hey, Spidey, how are you doing? He's like, Hulk, what are you doing here? Oh, I was just looking for my Frisbee. And then he starts fighting the bad guys. Oh, it's so good. Solo, Deathlock. I could go on. But yes, Revenge of the Sinister Six.
Before we get to talk about Walt's Comic Shop, Max, come on, please click it. Thank you. Looks like someone is using your name as a spam link in the comments on videos.
I've thank you, Max. I have blocked 2 people already, or those spam bots. And I'll
is
do
it
it
one
again.
of those like, hey, contact me? Don't.
Yeah, listen, if it's me reaching out to you, I will usually say, don't forget to email me. I will say that. Like anybody I've given Omnis to here in especially the last 3 weeks that I just randomly picked from the comment section, they already know. Like I hit you up and I'm like, hey, do me a favor, shoot me an email. I never say click here or anything like that.
Don't click on a link that's like this is
yes, please. And thank you for the people that have reached out and let me know about that. I've blocked 2 spam bots already.
Thank you. Confession time. I'm a new convert to digital. Originally started because of the poor mapping in recent Omnis like King and Black. Got an 11-inch tablet, cheaper than ever, increasing Omni prices too.
Well, Omnibus Prime, you were dead to me, but that's okay. Hey man, what, dude? I understand.
Whatever. You asked me to pick that comment.
I did because it doesn't matter as long as you're getting the reading. That's what matters, dude. And I hope you enjoy that. I can't do digital tablet. Like when I'm on a plane, I can read like the most I can read is like 5 issues before my eyes start just. But if you can do it, more power to you. And you're right, it is cheaper. What are you doing,
Where's
my love?
Walt? Because this isn't the normal computer. Oh, what? Right here?
Oh no, it's not. I'll have to find it.
The normal computer.
So here, while we look, let's take some. Oh my gosh, where is it?
There. Nope. Left, right. Yeah.
Okay, let's take some questions. So the poll results video coming next week. You're listening. Yes, I'll be listing the top 20. I thought about sending the top 15, but I think top 20. Let's take one.
Okay.
One more question. Just watch Thundercats trailer. It's fake. Dang it! I got all excited about Thundercats. Larson and Peter David with their proxy fight. Yes. All right, let's see.
Here, pick a question.
Let's do this one.
Then
What's up, Doc Holiday?
Let me go find it.
I know. I gotta find it. Hey, Omar, I saw your retrospect video on Terminator. I recommend watching 3 O'Clock High. It's a phenomenal 80s movie. 3 O'Clock High. I haven't seen that. All right, babe, pick a question and then we can go.
Okay.
Oh, Cody, Tiger Eyes. Let's talk about Tiger Eyes. Okay, so I'll talk about Tiger Eyes. Cody Summer says, any idea? Right, where's it at? Omar, any date? Okay, so I've been talking about Tiger Eyes, and he's like, hey, I'm ready to do this. Will you keep announcing books?
I can do this.
For 2024, and there you go, baby. Right. And I said, yes, I got one announcement's coming on Sunday, but let's go ahead and start. I'm going to send an email to David on Monday to see if this is it. If they're going to sneak one, because Star Wars High Republic was snuck in there, and they might sneak in some more. Remember what I said? But I'm like, let's just go ahead and do it. But let me double check with David to see if they're done for now. And yeah, I'm excited. By the way, if you're not familiar with the Tiger Eyes poll, we started helping him last year, and this year we'll take a bigger hand in this. I'm actually going to make a video. It's where you get to vote for your number 1 most wanted omnibus, not reprint, but a book you want the most. Some people map them out. Some people don't. It could be like, I don't know, Captain America by Mark Grumball, Volume 1, whatever that you all want, right? Ultimate Spider-Man 4, if you want a continuation of something, or a brand new series. But it's a lot of fun. What happened to your hair, Omar? It's at a different angle. It's what happened to my hair. I've been stressing out, man.
So, since it's the middle of the stream, and thank you, Kang, we just want to give a shout out to Walt's Comic Shop. That if you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany, because they have the cheapest pre-order prices for all EU countries. Flat shipping rate, €12. Again, in EU countries. That emails answered in a timely manner within 24 hours. So at waltzcomicshop.com, and you can use the code near mint condition, all one word, at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ting, ting, ting. The end. Also want to share our P.O. Box address, P.O. Box 1678, Versailles, Kentucky, 40383. If you would like to send any donations for giveaways or, handwritten letters and such like that. Pictures.
Handwritten letters are the best.
nearmintcon@gmail.com is our email address. And everybody in the chat, chime in with ting. So thank you guys. Taylor Talks Comics earlier was suggesting that I do like a top 10 moments, I believe, of Spider-Man or issues or stories or etc. A couple of years ago, I did make a video of top 10 moments in Spider-Man, and I branded it as unique, right? I was like, some of these you're not going to see on other people.
Light the night.
That was a fun video to make. Triple team.
Yeah, you weren't ready for that, Hamza. Aliens book looks dope in the background. Who they ever reprint Life and Death of Promethea? That would fit better, I believe, in the AVP Omnibus. What's up, Omar and Melanie? How much is Excalibur, the Chris Claremont era, connected to the main stories? To the main stories of Uncanny X-Men? Not something. Fall of the Mutants really leads into Excalibur, and if you
oh, it just fell on it. No damage occurred.
And something big happens in Fall of the Mutants. So if you've not read Fall of the Mutants, I strongly recommend at least reading that, because that kind of sets up what happens in why Excalibur is formed. It doesn't tie in heavy at all to the X-Men. As a matter of fact, when they cross over with the X-Men in Inferno, they don't even meet the X-Men. They're just in New York as part of this crossover. When they start playing a bigger part in X-Men is later on, after Chris Claremont leaves. And probably during Alan Davis's run, towards the end of it. And then it's the Scott Lobdell and is it Terry Cavano? No, Ben Rabb era and Warren Ellis era. That era is where they actually start. Crossing over with the X-Men more, playing bigger parts with the X-Men. Colossus joins that team.
Michael saying, "Hey Omar, do you know
Michael?
why the Thor by JMS reprint doesn't have the Michael Turner cover as an option as the original printing?"
Sometimes, whenever they do new printings, like the case of Daredevil by Mark Waid, they have new covers. So that's why. There's really no reason why. So I mean, if you have that original printing, I always like that cover too. Keep it, right? Uncanny Omar, that Dragon Ball Z Porunga in the thumbnail, dude. It's huge. It is huge. And it lights up and stuff.
If you were to start reading Thor, where would you start?
Lots of places. I actually did a video on where to start reading Thor if you want to go check that out. JMS Thor is really a great jumping on point. It's in the beginners playlist. Like, it's where to start reading Thor. That's the
standard direct market.
I think that's the direct market, isn't it? Yeah, that's the direct market one. Standard is Stoko, I think.
Do you know if Transformers IDW has softcover on these? I had one, but can't find anymore. Not sure if they printed others.
But they were discontinued. So you should. 2 was solicited, but I don't think it came out. Man.
Tina dusted the collection a little while ago.
Tina's a sweetheart. She comes over. She's like, "I'm just gonna dust," and I'm like, "You have at it. Knock yourself out."
Man, that tournament, dude, Dragon Ball Super.
I want to watch the latest movie. I haven't seen it.
Thank you, James.
Piccolo Orange or whatever he has. Thank you, James.
Piccolo Orange. Silver Age Thor is superior.
Is he though? Silver Age Thor reminds me of the joke in Avengers. Shakespeare in the Park. My buddy Omni Dog hates Silver Age Thor. He's like, I couldn't do it as a kid, as an adult. It's just too Shakespearean for me. Prepared to do a lot of reading. My kids actually liked it. I was surprised that Lydia and Alicia liked it as much as they did.
I'm a big Grant Morrison fan, but I don't really like the X-Men. Would you recommend new X-Men?
Yes, absolutely. Their new X-Men is solid. It starts off with one of the biggest bangs in X-Men comics. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The E for Extinction arc is solid. But much like their run on Justice League JLA, it's ups and downs. It's a roller coaster of like, oh, this is so good, this is so good, and then it's like, oh, what, Morrison? Then, oh my gosh, we're back to greatness, and then it's like,
Thank you, Maximus Jackson.
Yeah.
Wheelchair Man, meeting Mark Waid soon. I need a recommendation for him to sign.
I have Kingdom Come signed because that's probably my favorite book by him signed. I have my Absolute signed. Mm-hmm. And we talked about the misprint in the first printing of Absolute Kingdom Come that's missing word bubbles on a page. And he was like, and I was like, mine's okay. And he was like, oh, I like to write in the word bubbles for people in case it's missing from their printing. But if you don't want to lug a absolute around, then definitely carry some single issues. Man, there's so many good runs he's had. No pun intended, but Flash. I love his Flash run. Captain America. The run right before Heroes Reborn, that stuff with Ron Garney is so good. That, you know, if I met him now, probably the second book, that History of the Marvel Universe is one of the best things I've read in a long time. That almost made it in my list of top 20 best reads of 2019. It is a good book. Omar, I just started reading Injustice Omnibus. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Wow, how is this so good? I love it so far. There should be a live action movie in the DCU. Thoughts?
I love it too, brother. And the crazy thing is, you never know where these comic book based on video game type of stories are going to go. That one is so good, dude. Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel is a great recommendation. Best Justice League story. Thank you again, Jeff, for the super chat, my brother. Have you picked up the Super Friends Omnibus books for the girls to read? And there's no way the girls are that. Oh, dude. Yeah, we have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old. My baby's 11, brother. It's crazy how fast time flies, huh? No, I haven't picked up Super Friends. They got into comics at a young age. 2-3 years old, we were reading Tiny Titans. They love Tiny Titans. I love reading that stuff to them too. I had a lot of fun doing the different voices of the characters.
Is it just me, or is 90s Homecoming graphic novel missing from the Silver Surfer epic?
No, it's in one of those. You're talking about the one that was painted? Hold on a second. Let me double check. I think it's in one of those.
What are your thoughts on Fables worth getting into? Yes.
Oh, yes.
So good. In fact, I was looking at him yesterday. I was like, I want to read it again. It's just, he has, Brian K. Vaughan has this.
Nope. Bill Williams. Brian K. Vaughan had nothing to.
No, right on the shelf, Ex Machina is right next to it. So I see the name Brian K. Vaughan.
It's okay.
He has such a rich store of stories to pull from and to be inspired from, right? Fables, but so skillfully crafts them into one big epic. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so good. And even like a goofy character like the Frog Prince, where he's got like this janitor outfit on and like frog eyes on top of a hat, like he's something else. You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And Snow White and Bigby, that slow burn, that building up.
Let me tell you though, it's gonna make you mad. It's gonna make you mad because the stories don't go the way that you want them to go. People don't end up with.
There's drama. There are bad things. Oh my gosh.
There are things in that book that you're expecting, like, okay, in tropey comics way, I know this character's coming back, and then you're like, oh my god, they actually killed that character off. And it slaps you in the face a few times. I love it, man. I will say that the strongest issues, though, are the Big Great War to me. After the Big Great War, it slows down a little bit because where do you go after the Big Great War, right? But oh my gosh, the Frog Prince story is still by far my favorite Fable story. I love it. I know it's not yours, but I love that story.
Well, I just said
it's beautiful.
Character. Is the Collected Ghost in the show worth the price?
Yes, if you've never read it, absolutely. Actually, hopefully this week or next week, I'll be doing a overview of it and comparing it to the box set and the trades.
What's your opinion of Grant Morrison's Batman run?
Much like their run on Justice League or JLA and X-Men, ups and downs. Thought it really started strong with the Son of the Batman story arc, Andy Kubert on artwork, and Batman RIP. That was solid too, but that took a little bit to read because and then Final Crisis, my goodness, what a headache sometimes.
Thoughts on if DC will expand the post-crisis Batman trades to include other characters, Superman, Flash, etc.?
Well, they were doing it with Flash, remember? And they were doing it with Superman. Well, hardcovers with Superman, but then they put a stop to that program. So I don't know. We had volume 2 of Savage Velocity, the Mike Baron going into the William Messer Loeb's era of Flash. That was in the no, it didn't make it into the solicitations. It was in the catalog, and then they pulled it, so it never was solicited. Fables is amazing. The video, I know, Maddie really likes that game.
The video game, The Wolf Among Us, developed by Telltale, got me into them.
Oh, that's how you got into it?
That's awesome. That was
awesome.
really good. Come on. Sergio's saying, do you think we'll need an Adam Strange Bronze Age or the Silver Age Omni? Was it until we jump into the 90s hardcover coming out soon?
No, you don't need to read it. No. The 90s reintroduces you to the character. And as a matter of fact, the 2003-4 series leading into the Rand Thanagar War, that does a good job reintroducing you to the character and his mythos and the planet.
Morning, Omar. Since we got Ghost Rider, Masterworks, and Epics, how long do you expect Marvel to take to make an early years Ghost Rider book, similar to the early years Blade and Black Panther?
I can't imagine that being too far from here. I can't believe that Epics, they got it before we did. Ugh. I wish Curtis was here so he can hear me go on about that. I think that will come. What I really wish they would do, though, is give us a Danny Ketch era omnibus. I would love that. That Howard Mackie stuff, man.
Shabbat Berserk in single or deluxe?
What do you think, baby?
His artwork just gets better and better. So deluxe, even though that is the more expensive route. I mean, they're just such beautifully bound. Here, let me get bound
be careful what you show. One thing to add to Melanie.
Be careful what you show, like every page. See.
Is that if you can't afford it, though, and if you've never read it, it may not even be your cup of tea. Try out the Tonkabon and see if you like those stories, and you're like, oh, I can see it. Because they're in here, there's no gutter loss. You don't have to worry about the spine cracking on your Tonkabons, even though they're small enough, they shouldn't.
It's veggie.
But the artwork is just absolutely stunning and completely worth it in the deluxe format. So. Omar, when was the last printing of the Silver Age Fantastic Four Volume 1? Besides the spine, there are any differences between that and the version that was printed in 2018? No, there are no differences. It's the same thing. It's just the new spine. I do have the new spine for Uncanny X-Men Volume 3 that's being reprinted. We shared the spines for Uncanny Volume 5. If you're part of our social media, we shared it on Patreon. We usually put it on Patreon first, and then we share it a day or two later everywhere. The spine for the new printing of Uncanny X-Men 3 does have the new spine design, by the way. I'll be sharing that sometime. And I think they're only doing the standard edition. They're only reprinting the standard edition, or restocking, rather.
Doug Holiday, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you know if the latest Aliens or Predator Omnis have the fight between the Engineer and Predator? Which Conan Omni has Colossal Conan from Dark Horse?
There is no AVP Omni, and I think that's where they would put it. Kyle Davis is here.
I know.
Ben is right. Judgment Day and Enslavers are in the Surfer Epics, but not Homecoming. That has to be mapped somewhere, though. So I was trying to find where Homecoming was, and then I lost my train of thought because we got some more questions. So maybe they're right. I thought I could have sworn Homecoming was in there somewhere. As far as Conan, you need the Kurt Busiek omnibus. That has the Colossal stories. Not all of them, but from the first one. And just the Busiek. With the 4-issue miniseries that was not in the Colossal. Why do I keep pointing there? Where is it? Colossal Conan. Over here. Those. There we go.
Did you answer the first question?
Yes, that omnibus is not out, and that's where they would put it, the AVP one.
Hey, Kyle, how is it going? You still drumming away? Yes, the deluxe Berserk are beautiful on the shelf, but totally, that's a good idea. Like, if you haven't read it before,
do yourself a favor.
buy a couple of Tonkabons first.
Walt's Comic Shop does ship to the UK, except it's a little more than the shipping in the EU.
Yeah, but surely it's cheaper than being shipped overseas, right? Have you read a manga called Fire Punch? I have not.
Read Fire Force. Same gentleman that did the Soul Eater. Oh, thank you,
Where's
Logan.
Mega Shrimpster super chat? Oh, goodness me.
Oh, you can click on it.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what it says. Any news you can share on the Lone Wolf and Cub Deluxe Editions? Any news you can share? I have no news, brother. I wish I did. Whatever Manga Deluxe Edition they're working on, unfortunately, I can't say anything because I don't get to announce things for Dark Horse. And it's not because, oh, look at me, I know all these things. It's not that at all. It's just because it's their baby and they can announce it however they want to, whether it's social media or a website. It's up to them. I'd be happy to, but there's Walt. Thank you for being here, Walt.
Oh, okay. 15 pounds.
Euros?
Euros.
We-
I'm sorry. To the UK.
She gave you 3 tings today, Walt.
How you doing, Walt?
Oh, Fire Punch is the same guy that did Chainsaw Man.
He
Okay.
wrote before Chainsaw Man. There you go.
Now I'm intrigued because my daughter and I love Chainsaw Man.
It's something. It's 15 something. Well, that's not good advertising either. You said 15 something.
It's
I'm gonna
euros.
do
It's
15.
gonna be euros, right?
Oh, it looks like an E, right?
Oh, can we
And
re-record?
Kale said that's pretty good.
Let's re-record the ad.
15 something.
15 some monetary unit. That's not American dollars.
What's that? Is this pounds?
That's pounds.
BP? It's a P for.
Oh my gosh.
2023 was supposed to be the year of my reading more and buying less. Then I ordered 6 new Omnis this week. Oh,
My dude, News Pooey channel.
Lionheart, thank you. Oh, it's my question of
I
the
love that
week.
Lionheart pays you money to answer a trivia question.
Thank you. All right. In the original Amazing Spider-Man series, who is the first villain Spider-Man fights from his rogues gallery? Dang nabbit.
Oh, give it a try. I think you got this.
Do I?
I'm trying to find this stupid
Is
Homecoming
it Green
book.
Goblin?
Try again.
What's it start with? What's it start with?
I'm not gonna answer
Rhino?
that.
Is it Electro?
You
Yeah.
get close.
Lionheart, what's the first letter? I'm not cheating. I'm not going to Google it.
He's like, dude, I just gave you $5 and you can't even answer me.
Oh no. Okay, thank you so much for the super chat. 1 GBP. It's like what 15 euros though, so it's basically the same. Okay. Vulture.
I cannot find
Wait, no,
Homecoming. I think
C.
you're right.
Vulture C.
Isn't it Vulture? Because in the first issue it's the Fantastic Four. The first one, Chameleon. Chameleon shows up in the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, Chameleon found an answer.
Guess what, Lionheart? Chameleon. Final answer.
Oh,
Seeker.
whoops, sorry. You should have guessed.
No, my brain not working when I have to multitask. Well, Vulture was an issue too. Okay, we're gonna learn today. There you go.
We're gonna learn today. You're so
Let's
cute.
see. Are the Batman Omnis by Snyder and
Capullo
good?
Absolutely, yeah, they're great. I love them. It starts off strong, and then after year 0, I think or 0 year rather, kind of fizzles out, but it's still solid. I liked it, and it sets up that whole DC metal stuff. You have to read Justice League New 52 to enjoy that more too.
Hypothetically,
okay.
If you were to put together your own dream Omni that does not exist, but you think would be good to make,
that's what Matt My Ex is.
Be about, and what would you call it?
That's what Matt My Ex is. We love doing that. We're bringing it back. Me, Peter, and Oddfell. We just gotta get Riley back on. If Riley doesn't want to, then we'll just outsource it.
The short answer: X-Men.
X-Men. It's always gonna be X-Men. But I mean, if I were to map like Darkhawk, which I do, by the way, like whenever I do my videos on my top 20 most wanted Marvel Omnis or top 10, I always map them out because I find so much fun in mapping these books out. And then seeing when the actual product comes out, how close I was. We're really good at Map My Ex because we fight back and forth. Like, no, that issue shouldn't be in there. That's too many issues. We're pulling it out. We were close with Excalibur 3. We were right on with Wolverine 3 and 4. I think, yeah.
Alex, Absolute Swamp Thing by Alan Moore.
Oh, yes. Above my head is Sandman, and then
he's
Swamp Thing,
about the green.
and then Preacher.
How is Nick Spencer's Cap run?
It's okay. I like the way that he writes Sam Wilson more than I like the Steve Rogers. So there's a lot of Sam Wilson in there. Basically because he took the run over after Rick Remender left. The big story arc in there, not Secret Invasion. Why do I always forget the name of that stupid story? Golly, what is the name of that story, Melanie? Not Secret Invasion, the big crossover, Secret Origins.
Wars?
That's not as bad as people made it out to be. People were hating on that book before it was even out. No, but Steve Rogers is a part of that book later on, as of issue 25. It would be more in volume 2.
Have you ever read Blackjack Ketchum?
Blackjack, yes. Secret Empire, thank you all. Secret Empire wasn't as bad as like people made it out to be. I thought it was all right. So yeah, I guess again, ups and downs. I thought it started good.
Wait, you're still talking about you're on
Nick
Spencer,
Spencer's.
right? Okay.
Kind of like, honestly, I like the Spider-Man more. I don't know if you read that. Thought his Spider-Man was kind of the same. Like there was some good story in there, and then some long-winded dialogue from time to time.
So, have you read Blackjack?
Blackjack by Tezuka, yes. Jack Ketchum, no.
James, here's a hot take from the NMC Discord,
which
is our $5 Patreon tier.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree? Gwenpool is better than Deadpool. Disagree. I like Deadpool better.
What? No.
Oh, okay. I thought you would too. You're welcome.
No. I mean, I like Deadpool better.
Okay, well, there you go. Why'd you yell at me? What?
No, I was yelling
at
James.
You're yelling. Oh, okay. Empire of Infinite Secret Gauntlets.
Aren't they all?
Spencer Spider-Man started really good. Made me enjoy Spidey again after Slot's mess.
I haven't read Blackjack Ketchum, but it looks good. I like the art.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought the peak of Spencer's Spider-Man was right in the middle with Sins Rising and Last Remains.
He did one, despite of how people feel about his run, he did one amazing thing, no pun intended. One amazing retcon that I was on board with. This is a Western. This looks solid. It's Image Comics. Thank you for bringing this my way. I don't think there's any trades yet. Is there? Doesn't look like it. Deadpool by Duggan is a lot of fun. Then there's Deadpool by Way. Yeah.
Ooh, and Cody disagrees. Slot's run is better than Spencer's run.
On what? Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Oh, because somebody was saying earlier liked it better than Slot.
And everybody's entitled to their opinion.
How do you feel about the change for Spider-Man being in love with Black Cat instead of MJ?
Haven't read it yet. So let's if I don't read them in single issues, and I also try not to talk about spoilers, but I haven't read it yet. So I don't know. How do I feel? No, it's always Spidey and MJ.
Let's see. I took a chance and ordered the Gwenpool Omni thanks to Omar's video. I got the cover where Gwen is in a pool.
That was her first appearance. Her first appearance wasn't in a comic book. Her first appearance was on a cover. And people were cosplaying her. So Marvel was like, maybe we should make a comic. And they did.
In the thumbnail, what book is the one with the woman on the cover? Thank you.
The woman, the Doom Patrol, or Bayonetta, The Art of Bayonetta. Mm-hmm. I love art books.
It's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's really good. Blackjack Ketchum is this maybe psychological Western?
Oh, I'm in. It looks like a Western, which I love that genre anyway.
Oh, here's a good question.
Okay.
Why is your name Near Mint Condition, and how did you come to that?
One of my friends and I were creating a channel. We were.
So this is a few years ago.
So about, oh my gosh, almost 6-7 years ago. I don't know how long we've been around. It was. We had done a podcast. Me and my buddy Dan and Melanie were part of a podcast many years ago.
It was so fun about heroes.
2005 to 2008 is when we wrapped it up because babies and life. But I wanted to bring it back in video form, so I thought, okay, let's come up with a name. So my names that I suggested were Midlife Crisis on Infinite Earths and Near Mint Condition. And
so good thing it wasn't the first one, right?
Midlife Crisis on.
You would have to when you started making the solo comic videos, like maybe that wouldn't be as good branding.
I'm having a midlife crisis on Infinite Earths.
People would not quite understand what the channel was about.
So Near Mint Condition is the one that they like because it could be for anything. But the inside joke was it was our bodies, our souls were in near mint condition. And that's where the name came from.
Mm-hmm. And the everybody had their own expertise, right? Tina with
cosplay and anime, and
Rob with video games, Andrew with Star Trek and tech stuff, Dan with Transformers, but y'all would talk about also like just feed off each other, have conversations about geeky stuff. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I miss those guys.
Every comic everywhere all at once. Mega Shrimpster needs a midlife crisis on Infinite Earths t-shirt.
Some days, brother. Some days.
Do mint condition comics even really exist? I'm sure
CGC
CGC will always find some flaw.
I think there is. Isn't that what a Jim Mint is? I've learned that from him. I remember being on Steven's channel and he told that's what a Jim Mint is, right? 10.0?
Oh.
Yeah.
We can do that. Near Mint is better branding. I don't think Marvel would associate with a channel called Midlife
Midlife
Crisis.
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Pizza or meatloaf
Witty, though.
is
Witty.
Eddie's expertise.
Yeah, I like you're talking about the musician, right? Meatloaf. I would do anything.
East and West series.
Oh,
What do you think?
love it. Probably the best thing Hickman wrote. I love it. I wish he would go back to
High
nightly
praise.
news and things like that. It is amazing. Keep in mind, though, Bradley, Hickman, like Hickman, will throw you in the middle of a story and you're going to be like, what's happening? Don't look at the synopsis, by the way, because that ruins what the story is. Read it. Just go into it completely blind. It's a freaking blast. By the time you get halfway through book one, you're going to be like, I'm starting to understand the world we live in now. Let's keep this baby going. And it's finished. Yeah, Jim Mint is 10.0. Omar, we need a Supreme Power Omnibus. Great but underrated series. Sadly, the Max line seems to be dead. And I don't think it was finished, though, right? Because that was another JMS book when he left. Great artwork, too, by Gary Frank. Near Mint Condition is a great name. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
Ooh, Lionheart has the 9.8 first appearance of Gambit.
Look at Lionheart. How about we play over a game of Street Fighter for that Gambit?
Well, what are you going to put up? Why would he risk it?
All right, let's see what I got. I got a copy of Trouble in hardcover, standard size. When can we expect the dude? Amanda's never seen it. Oh, there's
Spaceballs movie review.
Yeah, she's going through Rocky right now. Like I said, she's a trooper. Like all the Rocky movies. She's only seen like the first one in Creed 1 and 2, but she's going through all of them, so we could talk about them on Wednesday. Omar, don't lie to folks.
You know dang well.
Darn well.
Omni Dog came up with an MC and you stole it. The truth is out there. Like X-Files.
By the way, for anybody that thinks there's a serious feud between Jess and I, there isn't. I think some people,
it's all in good fun.
Some people got on him, and to sort of clarify, no, I love that man. Like
you guys talk all the time.
We talk a lot. He got me through some really tough times. Like when I had to put my dog down, he was the one that I called because he had been through the same thing. And I remember him once telling me that it hurt more when he had to put his pup down than losing his parents. He's like, I don't know why. I can't explain it. Jess is a wonderful human being. And when he gets sick, man, it really hurts because I don't like to see people I love. I don't like to see anybody hurt, but it hits more when it's like somebody that I love and respect. And I do. I got nothing but love and respect for Jess. And that's Omni Dog, and everybody should go and show him some love.
On his channel. Omni Dog.
He still don't know anything about comics, but
I'd love to see Hickman and Tynion write against each other in a battle of the bands kind of way on one title, but I don't know if that kind of thing is done currently.
I would love that. And like going in completely blind, they don't know what the topic or the character is going to be, and you kind of give them like a setting. Oh, that would be so fun, man. I would love that.
Hashtag Team Omni Dog.
We're going to start that again.
Okay,
he ain't even here.
The joke is that's why he calls you very fine condition.
Yeah. What a jerk. I take back everything I just said about Jess.
Let's see. I read Trouble at the end of January. I think I sense a future read coming to the Near Mint Condition book club, which I've heard is part of something called a Patreon. Care to clarify?
And that will be the end of the book club when everybody's I'm out. I can't read any more comics after this wonderful.
So the $7.77 tier is monthly Zoom meeting to discuss the book that is voted on by Patreons. So if you're interested in that, check it out. That tier also includes the Ask Me Anything. So next week we'll put up a vote on when to do the Ask Me Anything. And but the $5 tier as well gets you access to the Discord, and that's a really cool place to hang out. And so thank you, Chris. Final Shadow, who does our timestamps. Thank you. Don't want to see anybody hurt. What about the people behind those spam YouTube accounts?
I'm gonna go after those IP addresses and go give them a hurting.
Oh, and James says that Omni Dog will be live today at 1 on his channel, Omni Dog's Vault.
You know what? I'm gonna keep this going longer. We'll text Jess how she's gonna try to take my time slot.
Let's see. So, hey, Omar, did Unsufferable ever come out in a compendium like Irredeemable and Incorruptible? I just read them all and loved them.
No, sir, they didn't. I don't know why. Breakfast of Champions. Dude, I ain't seen Breakfast of Champions for a minute.
I'm making my girlfriend watch all of the Rocky films.
Yes.
I had to drag her through the first one, but she enjoyed Rocky 2. Now she's ready for Mr. T, baby.
Wait a minute.
I love the first Rocky.
The first one's so good because you don't expect, I'm not going to spoil it, you don't expect it to go the way that it went. And,
There's so much heart in it.
And then what it's really about is what makes that movie so good.
That shot where it's the first Rocky, right? Where he's just lying in bed and it's just one shot and he's talking and Adrian's holding him from behind.
Yeah.
And he's just pouring his heart out. Yeah.
Oh man, so good. And freaking Burgess Meredith killing it in that movie. Phenomenal.
You know what, baby? He killed it in Popeye. Yeah.
Oh gosh. How are you gonna compare that to dude, let me tell you a funny story about Rocky 2 though. So I have a really good friend, Matt Thompson. Oh my god, I love Matt. Matt has only cried 3 times in his adult life. He's like, I've only cried 3 because he's one of these manly, or at least he thinks so. He's like, I cried once. I can't remember. He was watching a baseball story or something like that of a baseball player. He's like, I don't know why, man, but that made me cry. Number 2, when Ronald Reagan died. He cried when Ronald Reagan died. I'm not making fun of people that cried when Ronald Reagan died, but I was like, really? Okay.
Just for him, it's random.
Yeah, and the third
if
time
you're
he cried.
The only 3 times in my life I've cried, that's a random one.
In his adult life.
Yeah.
And then he's like, in Rocky 2, at the very end, when he's like, I'd like to thank my wife and our newborn baby. And he was like, I lost it, man. I don't know what it is about that movie, but I lost it.
That was a good impersonation. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And eventually, Rocky and Adrian. Oh man, that's why Rocky Balboa is awesome. Balboa.
What is Insufferable? Is that another?
It was another series around that time, Matt.
Oh, and Omnibus says
it's awesome. Really good. I think Irredeemable is still the best, though.
Goodbye, Omnibus Prime.
Be good, brother. Keep reading those digital comics.
Cried with joy.
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Oh, wait. I was thinking about the third one. Rocky with the baby. I think that's
what okay.
I have a 16-year-old niece watching Rocky. We watched the first Rocky. We have to watch the rest.
That's one of my birthday things in this family is I make them watch a Rocky movie on my birthday.
Hey Omar, in your opinion, what's the most badass fight in Marvel history and DC history? Marvel versus DC, can't pick it. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, you get to vote.
So many. This is hard. All right, for DC, I gotta go with Superman and Golden Age Superman against Superboy Prime.
Dude,
that speech gets me every time.
That's a good.
He's pick. Like, you don't get the right to wear that S. That S stands for. Oh man, I love that fight and just the speech and it's so good. So the Marvel's a lot harder though. Marvel's a lot harder because I have so many.
It's an X-Men one.
I would have to go with X-Men. All right, man. They say the eyes are a window to the soul.
Oh, there you go.
So I opened mine wide and gave Apocalypse a view of mine. That is the most beautifully written Cyclops line I've ever read. And then the blast that Whilce Portacio. Oh my gosh, the fight with Apocalypse. This is an X Factor Endgame. So it's issues 66, 67, 68. No, 65, 66, 67, 68. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love it. That fight with Apocalypse on the moon. It was so good and written so well. And Chris Claremont supplying the dialogue. The plot was by Jim Lee. Dang, I wish I could go back. That always reminds me of my childhood and where I was when I was reading that book. I love that book, man. Is there enough for a Rucka Wolverine Omnibus? Absolutely, yeah. If they put in the Wolverine Elektra book.
Breakfast of Champions, thank you
so much, brother, for the super chat. Everyone doubted him.
And he still persevered. Yes. That's why Rocky is phenomenal. Stallone was robbed of the Oscar for his Creed performance.
I love him in Creed. And I'm torn. We're going to go see Creed 3 tonight. And I'm torn because he's not in it. And there were some things with the producers. So.
He's not?
No. they took his characters. There's this whole thing. But according to my buddy Chris, who went to see a screening of it a while back, he was like, it is the most anime live action thing you're going to see, dude. He was like, it's so good. You're going to love it. That's all I'm going to say.
What? Wow. California, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Did you read Cyclops Starstruck?
I did. Naruto. Hey, what's going on, Derek? Morning, guys. Survived going to my first concert in almost 4 years. Who'd you go see, Derek?
Omar, so Taylor's asking,
All right.
remind me to tell you sometime about my theory of how the Rocky Adrian relationship has the same story arc as the Bruce Alfred relationship in the Dark Knight trilogy. Wow.
Okay.
There you go. It's not a stupid question, Alex. I just remembered, is there protection for Omnis?
People use broad art. Like, people have done broad art and put them on their books. And actually, I have two because I bought them used. It was the Jack Kirby Monster Bus. So that's how they keep the books and the dust jackets. It's interesting, though, because like dust jackets are meant to keep the books from dusting and aging and getting sun on them. Keep them away from the sun, my brother. That's all I will say. If you think about where Rocky 2 ended for Rocky's character.
Creed 2.
Oh, for Creed 2, sorry.
Character makes sense why he wouldn't be in it.
Okay.
Muse with Evanescence. What a cool concert.
Way to spoil Creed 3. What? That was just behind the scenes, man. I don't know what's going to happen in the movie. I just know he's not in it.
Have you checked out the Tasha Marvel Comics Silver Age books?
I did.
Got the Spider-Man one. They're beautiful and huge.
I don't own any of them. I actually, one of my friends has one. Oh, was it that had it? And I got to see it. It's a beautiful book.
So Creed 3 is...
That's what I was thinking too, man.
Equal?
I wrap the books and dust jackets with plastic covers separately. Tapeless too. Yeah, I've seen people use tape. And it
One hit certain death? Is that what that means?
What city?
No,
What?
one hit certain death. Is that what?
No, he's talking about
Ippo?
what is it called? The Joe. It's an anime. It's huge in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Japan, but not here in America. I don't think it ever made it here in America. I do keep them away. Thank you very much for that. Absolutely, that is the enemy of any collection, whether it's physical media for movies, books, comics, toys, statue, whatever. Keep them away from the sun. And if you can't have a basement, get you those darkened blinds so you can keep that sun away.
Michael says Punisher versus the Russian from Welcome Back Frank was
a good fight. Yeah.
Where should I start reading Venom story that is in print?
Venom Omnibus Volume 1 is coming back to print. So if you like your Venom worn like a vigilante, lethal protector, that's where you want to start.
Thank you,
Bobby, for the super sticker.
That we really appreciate. That really helps. Here we go. X-Men. Man, I love 2D fighters. Don't only forget at the end to throw my hat. Let's see. Click. There we go. Hi, Minties. What are good spy comics with character depth like Velvet? That's what Christopher Fell is asking.
Let's see here. First of all, I'm so glad you like Velvet. I love that book, and I have the biggest crush on that character. Ooh, because you don't see characters like that, by the way. If he dies, he dies, and you are correct, my brother. Rocky IV has the greatest soundtrack. Velvet, you don't see a leading character like that because it is a lady, a fine looking lady at that is a complete bad A, but she's also in her 40s. Right? You don't see characters like that in movies or in comics, so she really stands out. So what's something else like Velvet? If you've not read Black Widow, Greg Rucka's Black Widow or Kelly Thompson's Black Widow is so good and so underrated.
Matt Kent?
The best spy. Yeah, those are really good. The new book that he just put out by Dark Horse is solid too with Super Spy. That one's really good. Miss Tree. If you're not reading Miss Tree by Titan Comics, oh my gosh, I'm going to say Mystery is probably the number one choice, I would say, that a lot of people aren't reading. It is so good. They come in these little, almost like Tankobon size books. They're a little smaller than trades, just a little bit, but they are so good. Good night, Omnibo. I'll send you a chat, brother, when Melanie and I will join you on a Saturday stream. I'm tearing through DC Rebirth. Gun Honey. I haven't read that one. I want to right now, and I'm wondering what event comes next after Rebirth. Isn't it the future? What is that story? The future story. What the end of Rebirth is the Doomsday Clock and DC Metal. That ends DC Rebirth.
Well, I was wondering if there are any announcements this week.
Yes, I got one for tomorrow, and then I've got a Titans announcement for Monday. But one for tomorrow from Marvel Comics with 2 new Omnis. If
you weren't collecting comics, what would you be focusing on collecting instead? Figures.
Toys, probably. Yep. Video games.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yep. So Christopher has it. Miss Tree. Not
yeah.
Tree. Like a tree that grows. Miss Tree.
Yeah.
Gun Honey, King of Spies, and Super Spy.
Yeah. Check those out, man. I hope you enjoy them. Oh, I wish, Bar.
Hey, Justin. Like any creator interviews anytime soon?
What's up, dude?
It's like you're gonna shake his hand. Hello.
I've actually been in touch with I know people really like the bigger names, but something I've learned on my channel is that, you know, I love paying it forward and having small creators on the show trying to get their books published. And it's really sweet because some people offer me money, and that's just something I'm, you know, I think we're okay, and I don't need you to pay me to be on my show. So I'm having lesser known creators on my show getting to push their books, whether through crowd funds or I guess Kickstarter or Indiegogo is the route they usually go. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I would like to have some bigger names back from time to time.
Omar is not doing giveaways on Telegram.
It's yeah. What video did you see that on? Because I've been blocking those idiots for the last 2 days.
The only way he would ask you to contact is through email address.
Yes.
Not a link.
Yes.
Bobby, thank you so much for the super sticker. Who have I not used yet? Whirl. There you go. He's an IDW. Transformers. Marvel Bad was saying that your relationship with Curtis reminds me of him of Blackadder. Blackadder. That's all I remember.
I like Blackadder. The first one got on my nerves, but I like the second Blackadder.
Highly cunning plan. Let's see.
I love being a Patreon member. Can you please tell us a few of the benefits of becoming one? Yes, so they start at $1, and that's for like written documentation. So like there's written documentation I'll be coming out tomorrow for the books that are upcoming for the month of March. And then you get the written documentation of reading orders, and then you get to vote on the book club. Early access starts at $5. And that also gives you access to our Discord. And that's a lot of fun. We have a lot of good folks in the Discord.
It's a very active Patreon.
Like even in the Discord, there's a channel that I wanted to start that people have just taken over, which is great. It's kind of like newbie or beginners questions. Because I never wanted to build a community where people felt like they couldn't ask a question that they felt was too stupid. Because I always hated that about comic book stores, working at one especially. Some of my coworkers were like that. And then the $7.77 tiers is the engagement tier where we do a Ask Me Anything. And that's also the book club tier. The $10 tier is the recognition tier, which gets your name on our videos at the very end. You probably see the Patreon list scroll up on all our videos. And then there's a $35 tier, which is the one-on-one, and that's currently sold out right now. And usually when that slot opens up, people really, it's really humbling. People really jump at the chance to get in there. So and I have a lot of fun with that one. Yeah, New Frontier is so good, man.
You know what I feel stupid about is sports. Like the most simplest things about like when a certain sports season is, or like are they still playing? Like, stuff, you know, like that. Like I don't know.
And we also have a Ask Me Anything. What tier is that? Is that the 777 tier?
So I definitely understand what it feels like to be like, I don't know, that's a normal thing, right? Like, and to not know anything about it, like I'm too embarrassed to ask. I don't.
$40 tier gives you entry to David's weekly newsletter.
Has anyone offered to buy your whole collection? No, if so, how much? But there are over 4,000 collected editions.
It's a
Because me
lot.
and the girls counted.
Yo, and that's not counting manga, dude. And I still have single issues.
Yeah, that doesn't count manga. It was just the.
Would I ever sell it? I don't know. Maybe when I'm older and I'm like, well, that
No,
was
you're not. No, you're not. No, you're
I,
not.
my idea is to give this stuff to my kids and they can do whatever they want to with it, pay off their bills or keep it. It's my legacy that I leave them. It's a weird legacy, but it's my legacy.
Thank you, Aaron.
Oh,
Almost
thank you,
stream
brother.
again this week. No questions. Thank you both for everything that you do. Thank you so much for the super chat. And here's cute little Pingu reading a comic. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Hey, Omar, did you check out the recent new Fantastic Four trade?
The Ryan North one? Or Dan Slott's? Which one, my brother? Let me know, because I don't think Ryan North's FF is out yet. Yeah, my kids are going to be selling their stuff on Whatnot.
That Whatnot won't exist at that time, probably. It's going to be like everything
La
straight to
Bandera.
your brain or something.
La Bandera's Puerto Rican. Isn't White Tiger? White Tiger's Puerto Rican, I think. Yeah.
Josh says, don't sell it, give it forward. Like, give it to me. Give me your collection.
Josh, you can have all my Conan when I'm gone. There you go. Because I know you like Conan, buddy.
John is asking, where does Weapon X, the Return Omni, fit in the Wolverine X-Men timeline?
What or not? Look, you're in luck, man. If you just turn the camera, let's see. I don't want to.
Where? Which way?
Right there.
Do
right
I just need
you.
to move out here? I'll just move out of the way.
But you don't have to. So I have it there because it's another story. But if you're looking at the continuity of Wolverine and X-Men, that Wolverine that returned goes after Wolverine Volume 3 or Volume 4 when that comes. Why am I pointing there? You don't even see it. Let me see if I can move it. Hold on a second. It will go right after Wolverine Volume 4 and right before Mark Miller. And that's if you have them in oversized hardcover. Okay? So that's where I would put it. If you're looking at the continuity of X-Men, come back here, baby. Then I would put it probably right. I would say right after New X-Men, right before Astonishing. But I wouldn't even put it there. If I would put it with the Wolverines. There you go. I hope that answers your question. I was trying to give you a visual.
Are there classic Omnis in the most wanted reprinted poll?
Everything that's out of print that Marvel can legally reprint is in the reprint poll.
Is it possible to add the new miniseries to the Extreme X-Men Volume 2?
I've asked. That was one of the questions I'd asked when I sent my email to David on Thursday.
The list of books I keep my eye out for.
Oh, Iron Walk Jan. It's a manga.
It's a manga.
It's
It's one of those cooking mangas where like you have heart and you fight through cooking competitions, and yeah, it's just my random thing that I stuck
They're
to.
very, very
But
expensive.
No, because I'm very blessed that he's got this huge collection.
I'm still
so
looking for Essex County in hardcover format.
Oh, okay, I'm saying that I don't. Yeah, but yeah. So what do you keep an eye for? Essex County in hardcover format.
I'm missing that. Judge. Although Super Laugh Hard sent it my way, and I cannot find it. Like I've looked everywhere. I'm gonna keep looking for that Judge Anderson Sci-Files Volume 2.
Ivan. David doesn't like to do interviews. Yeah. So.
He said he owes me one, so we'll see.
Well, but I mean, he doesn't like.
Yeah. What happens? I'll tell you why. And what happens is things get taken out of context. You say the wrong thing, and you're representing a company that's no longer just Marvel but Disney. And when things get taken out of context, people, you know how the internet is. People just use it and abuse it. So, hey, what's up, Roy? How are you doing, man?
Naruto, thank you so much for asking.
Oh.
With my face going wonky yesterday. And oh
what are you talking about?
Because underneath my eyes swelling and my lips swelling. Also school was canceled yesterday. I didn't have the list ready, so I'll there's no shout out on the live stream to my students of the week. Hey Omar, will there be an Ecstatics Omni reprint?
I don't know. It's up to you all. It's your chance to. Well, the poll's over now, but it was your chance to go and vote for the most wanted reprint.
Unbar. Unbar is asking, can you add Harley for the next reading order poll?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you. I like being weird.
Bradley.
It's not on purpose. Oh, here, let me I guess it doesn't matter, but yeah, here. Hide the email.
The email's been there the whole time.
Hey Omar, what do you think of the recent ban on 2 issues of Scrooge McDuck? What do you think about books being modified or omitted? He gave a very long answer last week.
Was it last week? Or
Wasn't
the
it?
week before
Maybe.
that? If you go back to the live chat from 2 weeks ago, there's a timestamp called Duck Rant. You can read my thoughts there. They're not good thoughts because I don't agree with it. I understand why completely. I get it. But yeah, that's all I will say. But go back and it's about a 4-minute rant about how, because I feel strong about those stories. They're my favorite stories by Don Rosa, top 10 favorite comics of all time. They're great. So
people have been asking for the schedule.
Oh, the schedule. Yes. So tomorrow will be breaking news in the morning, and then in the afternoon, probably sometime, will be the top 10 essential buys or must reads for the month of March. And Monday will be a breaking news from Titan Comics, a overview or an advanced look with the Astonishing Melanie of Spider-Man versus Venom Omnibus, and Silver Surfer by Mike Allred and Dan Slott. Tuesday will be the trade paperbacks, an old reader, new reader. Wednesday will be the results of the poll, and at 8 p.m., Amazing Amanda and I doing the Creed 3 review, plus ranking the Rocky movies. Thursday will be the Bitter Root Omnibus and Doom Patrol oversized hardcover. And Friday, shoot, I actually sent the
yeah,
schedule.
you did, because yesterday I yelled up the stairs. I was like,
you did.
Send your schedule.
You did send this, and I did. I sent it over to Taylor because he was going to post it on our social media. So let me just double check with Taylor.
Oh, James said that this Thursday in the NMC Discord is Movie Club.
Yes, they're doing the what is it called? The Oscars. They're doing Oscars. All right. So for Friday, I have the Fables box set and Dynamite hardcovers. I do have some Dark Horse stuff, so maybe I need to move things around. Yes, it will be posted. Thank you for that, Taylor. So I may have to move some things around. And of course, that schedule is subject to change because sometimes I need to get overviews out there.
I was trying to find pictures.
What are you
showing? A good picture to show.
Transformers Reading Order Part 2 will be this month. Yep, I was waiting for one more book to come in because I lost it in the move. I have no idea where it is. Omar, I just want to thank you, man. Somehow you and your channel has made my love for comics even stronger.
Oh, good.
And as someone who struggles with mental health, you've provided a great distraction when needed. Oh, thank you, man. And much love to you, dude. Keep on fighting that good fight, man. And you're not alone. Mental health is something we often don't talk about, but it's there. And a lot of people suffer from it. So live with it.
Sometime in the future, my mental health video will be coming out. Well, it's not mental health. Why Mr. Miracle by Tom King. Why it is a really helpful book. Hey, Melanie and husband. So, Unstoppable Bar, yes. Oh my gosh, it's such an engaging story. However, I know you did mention about like you're kind of burned out on World War II stories and the like flashback story. Well, it doesn't really focus on World War II, but then it does get into it. So, just let you know about that. And thank you so much for the super chat.
Oh, thank you so much for that, brother. Keep killing it and pumping out the premium content, my friends. Love seeing a husband and wife so passionate about comics. Peace and Carnitas Griso, my dude. Should have known that name. Chicano Heat. Thank you, brother. I really do appreciate it. You know, I forgot to show Hondalorian's collection. We need to do that the next time. He's a super good dude. I don't know why the Carnitas just reminded me of Hondalorian. feel like when
We're going to
maybe
look
it's something I
deeper?
said when we did our one-on-one on my man, because we're talking about food. I can't remember. How long does it take to finish breaking news videos? Those are pretty easy because it's just stories that I know already that's being collected. However, the part that is difficult is when legal comes back and says, hey, you need to change this, or you need, because those videos have to be approved by the Disney legal team. So if they ask me to change something, then I have to change it. Or if they ask me to take something out, I have to take it out. I think I've shared this with people. The most difficult video I've had to shoot for breaking news was the Miracle Man, because they gave me a list of things that I could not say, including Alan Moore. So I was like, how am I going to talk about this book? So we'll take 3 more questions and call it a day, and then everybody go and check out my buddy Jess's live stream at 1 p.m., which is now. Shoot. But we started a little late.
Is the Hickman's FF Volume 1 getting a reprint?
It's already restocked. Cheap Graphic Novels has copies of it. And if you live overseas, check out Walt's Comic Shop. He should have copies of it.
So, second question, what kind of shelves would you recommend for Omni collection? IKEA
K-Lax. It's the best shelf. I love them. And they're cheap enough. Walmart has a version of this too. So in case IKEA is out.
And last question, will you be doing your Most Wanted Omni video this year?
Yes, my brother. That comes out. I usually like to do it around June or July. It will probably be a little earlier this year since I'll be taking 2 weeks off from the channel. But I mapped those books out and I talk about the covers that I chose. So that is coming out this year. And before everybody goes, check out cheapgraphicsnovels.com. And they have books up to 50% off. Tell them your make condition sent you their way for free shipping on your next order after your first one. And that's it, everyone. I just want to thank you all. And thank you for being patient for a slow start because we had technical difficulties because of all these storms. I'm glad these storms didn't knock off the live stream. So we were here. We love you all. We will see you again next Saturday. Everyone stay healthy and safe. Much love.
Oh, thank you, guys. And as always, stay minty.